Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, I have a special whiskey. I say that often, but I think this time you'll agree. The Glenmorangie, 25-year-old quarter century. Ta-da! Look at that packaging. Tell you what, this is some extravagant packaging and an even more impressive bottle on the inside. Take a look at that there. Beautiful bottle here on the Glenmorangie 25. And a beautiful package. It's cut out of these foam pieces here, if you can see that. Bottle fits in there nice and tight. Also comes with this little booklet here on the inside. It tells you a little bit about the whiskey if you want to read up about it. As far as the flavors, I guess you should be picking up. But it talks a little bit about the process of how the whiskey's made and the cask maturation, which for this one is 3 different kind of casks used. Use ex-American bourbon barrels. Also use Oloroso sherry cask from Spain and French Burgundy wine cask. So 3 different kinds of casks go into this 25-year-old Glenmorangie. 43% ABV, by the way. Maybe I forgot to mention that at the beginning, but only 43% ABV. Other than that, everything else is beautiful as far as the way it's presented. Really nice box, very sturdy, almost the color of sunshine. So, lovely, lovely packaging. We'll say this, the cork that I had on the top here broke upon opening, so actually I have to use a old cork from a Glenmorangie 18. So, do we do to get by? Let's pour a little bit here, tell you guys what I think about this one. This was a whiskey that I looked for quite a long time. I was a big fan of Glenmorangie, at least early in my whiskey journeys. Big fan of the 18, the Signet. I brought you all those whiskeys. I think I've done a sample too of like the 10-year-old and Lenista, Quinta Rube, and a few other ones. So Glenmorangie is a whiskey distillery that I'm very familiar with. They are in the Highlands and are noted for having the tallest stills in Scotland, which is supposed to impart kind of a light fruity flavor to a lot of their whiskeys. Let's see what else do I want to say about this Glenmorangie 25. Not a cheap whiskey to get your hands on. I was able to pick it up in Indianapolis, Indiana about 7-8 months ago. Was visiting a friend there. So Corey, if you're watching, you know I'm talking about you. And took me to a store to buy a Deanston 30, which I did pick up, but then I saw this beautiful 25-year-old Glenmorangie sitting there, and I thought to myself, I've always wanted to try this whiskey, at least early on in my journey. Let's get the bottle and see what it has to offer. So it had been sitting there quite a long time, many years, from what the guy told me, so the cork wasn't any good by the time I got it home and opened it, which was a couple days after I bought it. Emailed Glenmorangie, was not able to get a replacement cork, no one responded, but I'll try again sometime. In the meantime, this 18-year-old Glenmorangie cork is working just fine. And again, beautiful, beautiful bottle and presentation. The shape of that thing is just gorgeous. So beautiful display bottle, especially when the cork's held up and you can use the original one. All right, so let me tell you what I guys think as far as the nose. You know, initially, when I first got this bottle, I opened it up with a couple of buddies of mine, Malted Man Cave and our buddy Dustin, and Dustin and I were super excited to try this whiskey. And then we tried it and we're like, you know, 43% ABV, not a lot going on, but it was a little bit closed off from being in the bottle that long. Now, I've had this open for months, so it's been able to oxidate, shared it with a couple other friends, and I tell you what, it is hitting its stride right now. I mean, so many fruits. Where do I start? Pineapple. That's an easy one. It's very sweet. Very, very sweet nose. Shockingly sweet almost. Very candied. Green apples. Coconut. Mangoes. Wow. Like the candied mango-ish orange. Passion fruit maybe. That's probably what it is. I get a passion fruit note on Macallan 21, and I'm getting a sense of that, just a darker version of passion fruit with this one, probably from those Burgundy wine casks. Berries, probably blackberries. Now like a lemon custard. Wow, it's there's a lot going on here. I've had this probably 5 times by myself. Just I wrote down little notes and different things I got, but I mean, it's jumping around all over the place. There's like a pie crust note to it as well, like a crumble, here in the States, like our version of an apple strudel. Like if you get it at a donut shop, like has these like pie crumbles on the very top before they kind of drizzle icing on it, and still that pie crumble. There's cinnamon. Yeah, again, a lemon, zesty lemon, and lemon custard. It means like almost like a Hubba Bubba bubblegum sweetness. Just like the sugar, like right when you first put Hubba Bubba bubblegum in your mouth. Not that I chew gum anymore, I'm an adult, but kidding. I know some adults still chew gum. When I was a kid though, we always chewed gum. And like that Hubba Bubba, those individual packs that you have to twist off, like the instant taste of that with just all the sugar on it. You get that on the nose too. Wow, I mean, it's really incredible. All right, so your thing on the palate. You gotta be careful with the water. It's already 43%. It's not a lot. And you do kind of taste that 43% on the palate. I mean, it doesn't come off strong. I mean, it's very, very inviting and has so much going on. It's very drinkable whiskey to begin with, but 43% definitely doesn't give it a very heavy feel, but I don't know if it's supposed to be heavy. This is just light on the palate. I'm getting apricots, I'm getting bubblegum, lemon, almost like Apple Jack cereal. Like right when you first pour milk on it, like you know, that smell that comes up from Apple Jack cereal. There's plums here, there's brown sugar, plum skin. There is like a nice mint note coming in. This right here at the end. And a good finish for a 43% ABV. 43% is light for a Scotch, and this is a light whiskey anyway, but the linger is longer than you would assume based on the initial feel of the palate. It's not very viscous on the palate like some other whiskeys, especially ones that are 25 years old, but it's long and it lasts. And there's a minty blackberry note that kind of just settles like right on the back of your tongue. Just a little bit of wood smoke and spice on the side too. Just incredibly complex and really easy to get to that complexity because of the low ABV, in my opinion. It really doesn't take a lot to pick up some of these notes. And there is a lot going on. So, I mean, I'm sure it's by design. Obviously, they want to showcase some of their better whiskeys with this and just the range of how much fruitiness you can get out of the Glenmorangie. Because this thing is just heads and tails above the 18, which I was always a fan of. But the 18 does, 4 or 5 things pretty nice. I mean, I rattled off on the nose and the palate 25 different flavors probably by now. It's that complex. Really, with water, I'm getting nothing different. I mean, still just this bouquet of fruit. Yeah, pineapples, apples, mangoes, coconut, lemon custard, passion fruit. Wow. And maybe, no, maybe not. Yeah, there's some type of flower in there. Something light. Like a light lilac. All right, give it one more sip and give it a whiskey score. So sweet. The viscosity is medium low because of low ABV, but that's really my only knock on this whiskey. Well, not the price. My only knock on this whiskey is just I would like the ABV to be a little bit higher. 46, something like that. I think it would drive home the flavors a little bit better. But excellent whiskey. A very expensive bottle. Again, like I mentioned earlier, I can't remember exactly what I paid for this thing, but it wasn't cheap. It was north of 500 bucks. And, you know, it was a whiskey that I don't know if I'd spend that again on it, because this is not a whiskey that I would go to and drink a lot. I have shared it with a few friends, but, you know, the shape is deceiving. You know, we're kind of getting into the heavy part about right here. So it's good to fill level left. Hopefully I can keep this for many years to come, because I would not be enthused to spend that amount of money on it again. As far as the whiskey score, kind of went back and forth on this. Originally wanted to knock it down, you know, closer to a 90-91 because of the ABV and a few other things. But, you know, really once it had time to open up, and this bottle, man, it just becomes one of the fruitiest, if not maybe the fruitiest dram I've ever had. It is a tad bit light on the palate, but again, the linger is good, and it's long, and it's mini, and it has, you know, these nice berry notes to it. And I tell you what, summertime, it's spring here in Columbus, Ohio. It's May. Sun's out. The box looks like sunshine. Tastes like sunshine. I'm going to give it a 92 out of 100. 92. Tell me what you think. I may be high on this one, but a really nice whiskey, beautifully presented in this lovely box. And then furthermore, in this beautiful bottle, and finally capped off by an extremely enjoyable whiskey. So if you've had a chance to try this one, let me know what your thoughts are on it. If you haven't, if you don't mind spending $500, $600, $700 on a bottle of scotch and being impressed but not blown away, go for it. I did. Until next time, I wish you happy drinking.